I have so many favorite parts about the Pumpkin Festival. Seeing the people, the parade, all the runners, cheering the runners on as they came in this morning. Yeah, I would say those are my favorite things. It's great fun.
Without further ado, we are going to kick off the 2017 Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade with the Chief of Police of Morton. His name, Craig Hilliard. And right behind Craig is the Morton American Legion led by Doug Robbins. And of course, as we all rise for the American flags, as we honor our great country that we live in. As you see there, it's the Chief of Police, Craig Hilliard.
I like you guys. Somebody disliked you.
And a big thank you to our men and women who serve this great country. Now up and coming right next is the Morton Fire Department, John Kelly. Waving to everybody. And then following that, we have the Boy Scout Troop 178, led by Scott Fishel, and of course they have a huge American flag that they are bringing, and big Jeff Kaufman riding in a Volvo convertible. Of course, all done in the German attire. Next, we have the parade marshal, Phil Cool. There's Phil right there.
Oh, man, he's cool.
He's not going to be cool if he's going to be continuing in the sun. Next up, it's the... We got some candy being thrown here. It looks like it's the Morton Fire Department driving a vintage fire department or fire truck. Very, very cool. And we got some candy. Oh, we got some good candy. That looks like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Ladies and gentlemen, and we got Skittles. And we got Smarties on the table. Next up, it's the Libby's mascot. Big thank you to Sam Lehman Morton for providing that vehicle. There's Libby right there. Next up is the award-winning Morton High School Marching Band. Their director is Jeff Nevor. Patrick Maneri also. Let's give him a listen. By the way, big shout out to my two girls, Natalie and Isabel, who are performing. Natalie plays the trumpet, Isabel plays the flute. Next up, the Morton High School cheerleaders. Actually, that's the Morton High School Dance Squad. Right behind them are the Morton cheerleaders. Of course, they will be performing. They perform at all the football games throughout this season. Right behind them are the Precious Baby winners. We Care Inc. and Vivian Heck is the winner of the Precious Baby. Absolutely.
Adorable baby. That is just an absolute adorable little baby.
I love the bonnet. The bonnet is so cute. We have William Kupperschmidt, the baby boy, first place as well. 80 degrees so far right now. 80 degrees here in Morton, Illinois. Next up is Morton Community Bank, your hometown bank. They are the first place commercial float winner here. Of course, the folks at Morton Community Bank are known for the clock that's up at the front of the city when you walk in, when you get off of I-55 and you come onto Morton Avenue. Of course, a little bit of German fare this year with Morton Community Bank. I wish I could dance like that, Jim.
I was looking at this. I was wondering if they have some pumpkin strudel.
Oh, that sounds so good right now, pumpkin strudel. Coming up next, it is the Peoria Area Convention and Visitors Bureau with their entry into the parade. That is their ride. Again, big thank you to the Peoria Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. That's a big tractor. And that is the Pumpkin Way Off champion right behind us, Jim Ackerman, providing that tractor. And I'm going to be impressed to see how big of a pumpkin that is. They love us, more candy. Now, before we get to the pumpkin, we have the accordion club here. There's the fine folks at the accordion club playing a little tune. Now here comes the Pumpkin Way Off winners. Look at the size of that pumpkin, 768 pounds.
Wow.
That is a huge pumpkin.
That's even bigger than me, Sean. That is a big pumpkin.
Next up is the Pumpkin Idol Junior winner, Susan Scott. Congratulations going out to her. We also have Bree Short. She's our Pumpkin Idol winner. Ackerman Family Farms, a great place to go get your pumpkins here in Morton, right outside of Morton. Been a fine supporter of the Pumpkin Festival for many years. After them, it's the Apostolic Christian Restmore Church. Of course, celebrating the German heritage, bringing all the clients out, and an opportunity for them to get out and about, and it's great to see them out here today. I'm not too big on the... I don't know German that well, but I think after today, I think I'm going to know a little bit more. Next up, we have the Morton Junior High School Marching Band led by Katrina Fitzpatrick. Again, this is a filter for the Morton High School Band, and these guys do an unbelievable job as well. Every year they are big helpers. And we will have an opportunity to get to hear them here in a few minutes. Huge flag corps, and of course, I'd say about 100 kids or more strong. Let's take a listen. Next up here in the 2017 Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade is the Morton Junior High Dance Team. One of many extracurricular activities that kids can be a part of at Morton Junior High School. And following up right behind them are the Morton Junior High School cheerleaders, who are taking part in different activities throughout the year. Of course, they have fundraisers and also take part in the festival parade every year. Junior Potters of Morton Junior High. Next up, it's Jim Maroof Realty. Norris Jim Maloof Realty, a stalemate here for many years in the Morton and the Peoria area community. Of course, the parade would not be complete without candy.
No, it wouldn't. That's kind of like my favorite part, except the dirt that gets on it when you pick it up off the ground.
Hey, dirt! You just wipe the dirt off and go ahead and eat the candy.
I mean, after you've already put it in your mouth and it happens to come out.
Next up, it's Tender Care Animal Hospital. Do a fine job taking care of your furry friends. And, of course, one of the more popular floats for all of the kids here, they are able to go and pet the dogs and so many animals. It's always like you want to take one home when you go see them here at a parade.
Oh, look at the baby puppies.
That dog is smart. If it was actually on TV, we actually started eating the snow cone that's on the ground here. Smart dog. As we are witnessing here, a lot of hydration for the animals, buckets and buckets and buckets of water. On a hot day like this, you always want to make sure that you keep your pets hydrated. And if you're watching this and you're here at the parade, you want to make sure that you stay hydrated as well. Wow, there are a lot of four-legged friends out here today.
Yes, indeed. I counted about 25 to 30 before I lost track.
Now, another organization that likes to help out as well as TAPS. They're getting some TV time here as well. Next up, it's the Heart of Morton. Tender Care Animal Hospital does boarding and grooming, and cheers to healthy pets. I'll cheer to that. Now on their way is the Heart of Morton. Of course, their mission to provide unlimited opportunities for adults with developmental disabilities to realize their unique potentials. And again, this is another opportunity for the folks that they serve to get out and to get out in the community and be a part of it, which is so important for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So a big shout out to them. And of course, the big pretzel right there in the front. Now I'm hungry. I love pretzels. That's one thing about German Fair, pretzels. Got to love pretzels. Now, the next float that's coming up here, our next entry in the parade, is a very exciting and big church here. It's Elevate Church, located right here in Morton, and we will let them take over a little bit, and we'll let them entertain you here.
Put your hands together. Come on, Elevate. Let's make some noise. How you guys doing? Come on, you're still there. Let's go. How you doing today? Good to see you guys. Mark, you got a lot of good-looking people out here. You do. You know what, Isaiah? I think my side of the road can be louder than your side of the road. Sure. I don't know. I'm facing my side. I think so. Let's see. My side of the road. Left side. I want to see if we got people louder than the right side.
Those are the folks at Elevate Church. You can see them right here in Morton. You are watching the 2017 Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade live here on the Morton Pumpkin Festival channel. My name is Sean Ziers, along with Jim Moniger. And Jim, it's been a fun time so far. We've had a lot of entertaining floats, and we still got plenty of time here. Is this over 100 entries here today?
Yeah, there's still a lot more coming down Jefferson Street here. And we've got the perfect seat for it right here at the corner of Jefferson and 3rd Street.
Next up, we have the Villas of Hollybrook Senior Living Community right here in Morton. Always a cute little decoration on the front of the pumpkins, and they're the smart ones, guys, because they actually are in air conditioning right now. Next up is Wolf therapy dogs. These dogs are amazing, and they're very important in the therapy of adults, trying to make sure that, and a dog is always a very excellent way to keep yourself sane and making sure that you're not, especially these dogs are so cute. So, again, a big thank you to Woof Therapy Dogs. We offer our friends very cute dogs. Next up, we have the Living Alternatives Pregnancy Resource Center. Sherry Sherwood and her gang are taking part here in the festival. Next up, it's the Central Intermediate School Marching Band out of Washington, Illinois. Ashley Hull is the band director. I'd like to thank fine folks over at Central Intermediate School in Washington, Illinois for taking part here in the parade. Here they are. Next up, it's Kennel Lake Sportsman's Club, a very popular sportsman's club that's been around the Mourn area for many years. Don't forget their barbecue and banks tournament coming up September 23rd from 2 to 7 p.m., which is a Saturday. Always a great opportunity to have some fun.
Right at your feet, babe.
Our next entry in the parade is 91.5 FM WCIC, Faith, Hope, and Love. Very popular contemporary Christian radio station that you can hear all over the Central Illinois area. Hear it in Peoria, also hear it in Bloomington. WCIC 91.5 FM, also 98.9 in Bloomington, 88.7 in Sterling Rock Falls, and 100.5 in Galesburg. You can check them out too at WCICFM.org. Next up, Precision Arts. They have their Best in Show Pack Attack Washington 2017. Of course, handing out candy, always a popular, fun, favorite thing. Now, our first mascot or character entry into the Pumpkin Festival Parade is coming up here soon. It's Heroes, Inc. And those guys are pretty cool. We got everybody. We got Nexu Clan and some stormtroopers, and very cool. A very big fan favorite for the kids here as well. And riding up the rear looks like, it almost looks like some Star Wars characters is what it looks like.
Some of them are.
One of the major employers here in Morton is Caterpillar, and they have a entry in this year's festival parade. There's the Altor for tractors. Some of the fine people that work here in Morton. Big thank you going out to Caterpillar. Next up is the Plank Pilates Studio. Jill Hambrick. Of course, if you're looking to get healthy, first place to go here in Morton, Pilates and pumpkin spice lattes. Beautiful. Never even thought about that. Pumpkin spice lattes. A lot of pumpkin spice going on around the area. Next up, we have Bill's Lawn Service. Of course, it wouldn't be complete with an old John Deere diesel tractor. Vintage tractors from the folks here at Bill's Lawn Service. Very cool tractors. Have you ever been on one of those?
Used to drive one when I was younger, helping my uncle on his farm.
Next up, we have the Morton High School men's soccer team. Conrad Linder is the head coach, and want to wish the men's soccer team all the best in the 2017 season. Of course, the sport of football, very popular all across the world, including Germany. As you saw there in the back, the German flag and the German, one of the German soccer teams. Next up, we have the folks over at the Greater Peoria Area Crime Stoppers. Scruff McGruff, always a fan favorite. Love Scruffy. After them, it's Bridgeway Church. You can see them at bwcc.tv. Of course, they have a live band playing, and I think what we're going to do, Jim, we're going to take a listen to see what they're playing here.
That sounds like a winner. I want to look at their extension cord.
They're coming in 2018. That is Bridgeway. Next up, we have, it looks like the Prince and Princesses of the Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade. Right after them, it's the Titanium Force Cheer. They're a National Summit finalist. They're out of East Peoria, Illinois. And, of course, what they do best, cheers, some tumbling, and a lot of voices. And look at those cuties right there, all getting involved with church or cheering and dancing, and very great activity for young adults and young kids, definitely. Of course, the kids here are very excited to be able to get plenty of candy. Next up, one of our sponsors of the festival parade here, Metal Construction and Restoration. They've been around for 40 years, taking care of all your water, fire, mold, and storm problem needs. Thank you once again to our sponsors, Metal Construction and Restoration, and of course a huge teddy bear in the back. How would you like to take that home?
My wife gets to take me home every night. I'm at least that big.
Very nice. Next up, the Republican Party of Tazewell County. Mary Burris leads the group here. Of course, an upcoming election next year in 2018. Mary Burris, the county treasurer. Bill Brady, also your state senator. Next up is Keith Summer, the state representative. There's Keith right there. Throwing out some Frisbees this year. Now, this is part of the festival where the politicians will make their way. It started off with
Get back to the black line, kids.
the Republican Party, and now it is Keith Sumner. Next up, it's the Jeffrey Lauer Sheriff campaign. There he is right there. Jeffrey Lauer. And, of course, Jeffrey comes prepared and brings a lot of people for his campaign. Of course, he is running for sheriff. Next up, we have Michael Eaton for Tazewell County Sheriff. And again, if you're noticing a lot of lederhosens around here, it's because Das Pumpkins is the festival theme. Thank you. And a lot of German attire going on around here. Hey, they've even brought Tigger with them.
I just saw Tigger. I'm kind of happy now.
We have Tigger. That's pretty cool. You don't see that too often. Normally, they just bring themselves. But now we got Tigger.
I'm wondering how hot Tigger is in his
I was thinking that myself.
Because it's pushing 82 degrees here right now.
And it's pretty hot, but Tigger's a big hit with all the kids. And that's Michael Eaton for Tazewell County Sheriff. In fact, there's Michael right in front of your camera, right there. Hey, Mickey Mouse.
Hey, Mickey Mouse.
Hello, Mickey. Next up for Tazewell County Clerk, up for election is Shelley Urenka. Of course, as you know, this is a very good way for politicians to get out, meet their prospective voters, and parades are always important, especially this one here especially. A lot of people come to the Mourn from all across Tazewell County, and they'll make their way here, and they will see plenty of politicians, including Shelley Urenka, who's up for Tazewell County Clerk. Next up for Tazewell County Coroner up for election is Steve Bresnahan. He's also up for Tazewell County Coroner. Wasn't sure to see if Steve was out here or not. Can't tell. Next up, it's the Washington Middle School Marching Band. They are under the direction of Julie Donnell. We'll give them a listen here. Again, the Washington Middle School Marching Band from Washington, Illinois. Thank you for coming to Morton, Illinois. Next up, that is a very interesting Morton Police Department. Looks like a Humvee that's pulling the Fond du Lac Flyers, the USTA 2017 Illinois Coach of the Year, also the 2017 National Top Team of the Year. So a big shout out to the Tumbling Flyers. Next up, we have the United States Submarine Veterans. And they will get a big round of applause from the folks here as U.S. Navy Submarine Veterans out of Peoria. I'd like to thank them for all their service. Yeah, that is a huge boat. Very cool. And again, we'd like to thank all of our men and women veterans currently serving in the military, all the what they've done to keep our country safe. So thank you to the United States Submarine veterans as well. Next up, it's the Eastside Bible Church out of Morton, Illinois, making everybody know that it is the pumpkin capital of the world. And look at this float. A huge pumpkin on top of a car.
And I think it's a pumpkin chucker behind it.
Yes, it is. First place non-commercial float. And I could see why. That is so cool. Very interesting float there. The hills are alive with the sound of this message, of his message. So very, very nice. Very nice float. Next up, we got the Central Illinois Riding Therapy folks from East Peoria, Illinois, of course. You have dog therapy, and then you have horse therapy. And it's a very good offer, or a very good thing that they offer. So Central Illinois Riding Therapy, you can find them in East Peoria, Illinois. Of course, a mini semi-trailer, or a semi-truck that's being driven around. Kind of reminds you a little bit of the Shriners there. Again, you're watching the 2017 Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade live here on the Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade channel. My name is Sean Ziers, and hopefully you are enjoying this broadcast. Big thanks to Totally Creative Video for putting it together. Next up, we have Winkle Lawn Care, specializing in fertilization, core aeration, mowing, weed control, and snow removal. And of course, Das Pumpkin, one of the themes, having a nice mug. That's a beer stein. I love it.
I like the size of that beer stein.
Yeah, I could certainly go for one of those.
That's almost, that's almost jacuzzi size.
It's the District 50 Washington Marching Band. Marching Wildcat Band. We will let you observe and let you hear the Marching Wildcats. That's the Washington Marching Wildcats out of Washington, Illinois. Next up, it's the Democrats, Tazewell Donnie Democrats. And right behind them, we have Kennedy for Illinois, Joy Kennedy. One of the Democratic entries into the Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade. Actually, I stand corrected. I am wrong about that. It's Kennedy Joy. I believe they are going to be governor and lieutenant governor. They're running for the governor of Illinois. Next up, it's 88.5 WBNH. friendly family radio out of Peoria, Illinois. A very huge signal and inspirational music and Bible teaching as well. Again, you can hear them all over Central Illinois at 88.5 FM. Next up, it's Wildlife Prairie Park. You've not been there yet. You definitely have to go check it out on the outskirts of Peoria, Illinois. And, of course, one of their best-kept secrets. In fact, the mascot. Coming up next, it's the grand prize winner of the 2017 Morton Pumpkin Festival, Cuckoo Bout Das Pumpkin. That is a huge gingerbread house. Oh, it's a cuckoo clock. That's why. Not a gingerbread house. It's a cuckoo clock. Very, very nicely done there. So there's your grand prize winner. Coming up next, it's public television station, WTVP, public media for Central Illinois. Of course, always putting on great programming for the Central Illinois area. You can find them on channel 47.1 digitally, and there are other digital channels that they have as well. And one of the shows that is on WTVP and PBS is Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I'm seeing this big red dog. Oh my goodness, is he huge?
Yeah, it's Clifford.
Hi, Clifford!
Of course, Clifford was voiced by the late John Ritter. And that was a show that my kids actually watched when they were growing up. So, big thank you to WTVP. Next up, it's a Roanoke Vinson marching band out of Roanoke, Illinois. Let's give them a listen. Again, the Roanoke Vinson marching band out of Roanoke, Illinois. Scott Whitman is your director. Up next, it's Family Corps. Building strong families. Of course, decorating a few pumpkins. Of course, open your heart, open your home. Specializing in foster care. It is Family Corps. Next up, Morton Buildings. Of course, a stalemate here in the Morton, Illinois area. They've been around for many, many years. So a big thank you to Morton Buildings. Blessed Sacrament School, right here in Morton, Illinois. Of course, their float is pulling around a school, but it's S-C-H-U-L-E. School in German.
Schule.
Well, thank you. Schule. I said school. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but we'll go with it. Of course, a large group from Blessed Sacrament School right here in Morton, Illinois. Big thank you going out to them. Next up, it's Channel 25, WEEK Television. Of course, Jim Matson.
Hey, Jim Matson.
Sports. Then you have the crew from the evening show as well. So a big thank you going out to Channel 25. And, of course, Jim Matson, a hometown hero here, right here from Morton, Illinois. Been on television for over 20-some years, so a big thank you going out to them. Next up, it's the Midwest Central Middle School Marching Band. Let's give them a listen. The Midwest Central Middle School Marching Band. Next up, Better Banks. Of course, you can find Better Banks all around the Central Illinois area. And they're saying, hello, Morton. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Sean.
Hey, hello, Morton.
Is it time to wake up from my nap?
No.
Okay.
It's part of the Better Banks. Hello, Morton. It's part of their thing.
Oh.
They're the unfortunate ones having to wear the black shirts, along with everybody from the Totally Creative Video crew. We'll have to talk to Tyler next year, see if they can get you white shirts.
They would be dirty before lunchtime.
That's all right. Next up, it's Morton Terrace Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center. Fine folks get to go out and about today, and located on Queenwood Road in Morton. Our next entry is the Morton Villas Healthcare and Rehabilitation. Of course, they have a big pumpkin, all donning German attire as well. Especially that. Following them is Cub Scout Pectus 76, led by William Mount. Of course, Cub Scouts a very important part of boys growing up, and I was part of Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts when I was growing up, and it's still great to see a great tradition here. Of course, the Cub Scout Pack 76 out of Letty Brown and Grundy Elementary here.
Well, I was very much into Boy Scouts when my children were growing up, and I didn't find out until I was 35 or 40 years old. Did you know that every single man that's walked on the moon was an Eagle Scout?
I did not know that. That is good. That is, and again, we have another Cub Scout coming pack right behind there, Cub Scout Pack 85, led by Aaron Seaman, and that is out of Morton, Illinois. So we have the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts in full effect here, and of course, very good knowledge. I did not know that every one of the men on the moon was an Eagle Scout, so there's something I did not know about.
Also, the ones that circled the moon were Eagle Scouts.
Wow, very cool. So it's very important.
If you want adventure, the scouting is the place for you.
Absolutely. I will have to say thank you, clouds. We got a break in the sun.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Very nice.
Now it looks like rain, so.
Oh, no rain here today. Not at all. Next up, the Southside Mission. Of course, they're located in downtown Peoria, and they do such a great job helping those in need. One of the new things they have, as you will see right here, is their new Promise Center Women's Shelter. So again, a big thank you to the Southside Mission. Of course, a very important role that they play for all women and men as well. And, of course, they have their shop there. Well, you can donate, shop, and support the Southside Mission. Well, if you're big into painting, and that has become a big thing here lately, painting and wine together. It's a very popular thing. Well, you can do that at Old School Arts. They have birthday parties. You can check them out at oldschoolarts.com. Also find them on Facebook.
I can whine if you want me to.
We don't want any whining here. No, thank you. No.
That's not the kind of whine you want?
Not at all. Morton Potter's basketball game ball run is next. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is a charity that's going to help out the Children's Hospital of Illinois. Some of the folks that play Morton basketball help out every year. So a big thank you going out to the folks at Morton basketball and their game ball run, benefiting the Children's Hospital of Illinois. Well, we have Boy Scouts and we have Cub Scouts. Well, you cannot forget the Girl Scouts. Girl Scout Troop 4754 is on their way. Gwen O'Day is their leader. And what's on the front, Jimmy? Thin Mints, of course.
Thin Mints.
Cookies. What the Girl Scouts are famously known for. Of course, it is a great organization giving leadership skills and everything else for girls of all ages. So a big shout out to the Girl Scout Troop.
You know, those Thin Mints are one of the reasons I'm not thin.
Probably the same thing with me. I love the Thin Mints. Trouble Free Inc. Next up, of course, their mascot, the bald eagle, making sure that everybody is trouble-free if they have any problems with any of your restoration projects. Next up, the Midwest Central High School Marching Band. Give them a listen. Once again, the Midwest Central High School Marching Band. Sounding good. A lot of vintage tractors on its way, and that only means one thing. Love those vintage tractors. Pinkerton Custom Vehicles. They're the ones that have all the different vehicles, including old tractors and International Harvester tractors, vintage ones. They're slow going, but boy, they are a sight to see. So beautiful to see.
Oh.
And you used to drive these, right?
Well, I used to help my uncle when he had a farm. But that was, probably 60 years ago, maybe 55.
But again, I mean, all these different International Harvester tractors from many, many years ago, still in pristine condition, running really well. They look really good.
Yeah, they didn't sound like this back then. It was more like a put, 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 put.
So again, that's Pinkerton Custom Vehicles. Next up, the Abbess Grotto Fire Patrol. Of course, they do a fine job and do a lot of stuff for the communities as well. Got a little bit of girl power going on here. Of course, the Girl Scouts of Central Illinois. Again, it would not be complete without pretzels. You don't go to a German Fest or Oktoberfest and not have one of those delicious Bavarian pretzels. One of my favorite things.
A bratwurst on a pretzel bun, one of my favorites.
Oh, that sounds so good. Again, a big shout out to Girl Scout Troops 4268 and 4698. Well, there's a big deal when the folks from Chick-fil-A make their way down, because you know what that means, delicious chicken. And you got to eat more chicken, Mungo, and we got them here. The folks at Chick-fil-A of East Peoria.
But, Sean, that doesn't look like a chicken.
No, that's definitely a cow who's telling you to eat more chicken. That's one of their. That's one of the big slogans that they have. Of course, you'll see their billboards all around the area too. Very creative.
But Dad's confusing my poor little brain. I should be seeing chicken out there.
Oh no, you can eat a lot of chicken when you go to Chick-fil-A. They're grilled tender nuggets and their chicken sandwiches, unbelievable. They are so good.
No chasing the livestock, please.
Again, you can find them in East Peoria. Chick-fil-A. Absolutely delicious. I believe we have some people running, Mongo, and part of the reason why is because it's the Morton Junior High cross-country team.
I thought maybe they were giving away dollar bills or something, and the guys were coming.
They're running. They have no problem running in this parade. Of course, a lot of them are sitting, but they're known for running. Andrews Roofing is up and coming. No worries, we got you covered. Andrews Roofing, and boy, look at that vintage Chevy right there. Oh my, gold. That is sweet.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, my. That takes me back to many, many days ago.
And that is in pristine condition, too, as well. You don't see those too often. A gold one, especially. So, again, Andrews Roofing. For all your roofing needs, make sure you check them out. Next up, Unitypoint Health, the Morton Family Practice and Morton Pediatrics. Of course, they're part of the Unitypoint Health Methodist group located in Peoria. Kids are sick, make sure you take them over to the Morton Family Practice and the Morton Pediatrics for all your healthcare needs here in Morton. Next up, driving a 63 Chevy is the Morton High School class of 1987. 30 years ago. Celebrating their 30th reunion. Of course, tonight they have a reunion at Seasons starting at 7 o'clock. You know, the sad thing is I'm not too far off of that. I graduated in 92, so certainly not too far off of that. 30 years. Wow.
Several years ago, I celebrated my 50th class reunion, so they're a lot of fun.
Next up, Illinois Jobs Daughters, the honorary state honor queen. Right there on the float, waving to everybody. After them, it's the Epic, empowering people, inspiring capabilities. Of course, a great organization helping out intellectual and developmentally disabled adults. So, big shout out to them. As their float continues, folks from Epic are on the float. Big shout out going out to them. Another sports organization that's very, very popular here in the Morton area, the Morton Fury. Of course, soccer becoming one of the more popular sports here in the United States, and Fury are very well known. Kids of all ages playing soccer and well represented here in the Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade. Had an opportunity to coach youth soccer when my girls were 7 and 8 years old. They had a blast, I had a blast, and I think soccer is going to be a sport that's going to be around for a long, long time.
Well, since it's a worldwide sport, I'm sure you're right there, Sean.
We got a vintage automobile from Fisher Vintage Autos. Of course, donning the German flag, but it looks like a Corvette to me.
Yeah, it's some kind of a Chevy, all right. Seems to me I saw those in my dreams many, many times when I was younger.
Presented in loving memory of Lou Nauman as well. So our respects go out to Lou and the family, and again, a very sharp-looking Corvette right over there. Yeah, the Morton Fury, and then you also have the Morton Premier Soccer Club, another huge soccer club here in Morton. Brandon Smith, the organizer of this Morton Soccer Club. Again, a lot of opportunities to play soccer, a lot of soccer fields here in Morton. And an opportunity to throw candy out to the kids as well.
Yeah, I sometimes wish I was a kid so I could get out there and get some of that.
And it wouldn't be complete. They actually are dribbling the soccer ball here in the street. Dribbling, yes, that is a terminology used in soccer, dribbling. River City Roofing helping out with the folks at the Morton Premier Soccer Club. Next up, it's Getz Fire Equipment. For all your fire equipment needs, either business or residential, you can always contact Getz. Located in Peoria on Adams Street. Can you believe this? That roller derby is still very popular to this day.
Yes, I can.
And we have the Peoria Prowlers roller derby team. And they're always looking for people to join the team. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome to.
The last time I went roller skating, Sean, I became a speed bump.
Well, they're on real roller skates, not roller blades either.
Oh, yeah.
So again, that's the Peoria Prowlers roller derby. Find them at prowlersderby.com. Next up is the Classical Dance Academy. They're out of Pekin, Illinois. And they have some Morton Potters on the float. Great song, by the way. We Are Family. Very cool. Then we have a straggler on a bicycle. Who's wearing lederhosen? Hey, it's parade staff. Never mind. Next up, we have the Morton High School volleyball team. State champion Morton volleyball team. These ladies are very good. They've won state championships before. Of course, their season right now going on. So good luck to the Morton volleyball team. Their season continues through October. Next up, it's Miss Tremont 2017 Allie Ramlow. A very cool float or entry coming up here next, Jim. After the 1953 formal Super M tractor, International Harvester, we have the Morton Civil War Days coming up here next year. And we have Alex Timmerman. We gotta get this guy on. We got Alex Timmerman, ladies and gentlemen.
How you doing? Come on, www.mortoncivilwardays.com. First weekend of May. Hey, buddy.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. These guys are awesome. They do a great job. Great job here. Another great thing is Hall Brothers Racing, Inc. out of Champaign, and you see that right there. That is a monster truck. My, oh my, it is the Raminator. Of course, Sam Lehman's float, part of that as well. The Raminator, you can find that monster truck events. Of course, Sam Lehman, a huge sponsor of the Morton Pumpkin Festival as well. Next up is the Hope Chest, helping others people exceed, out of Pekin, Illinois. A big thank you going out to them. Great work that they do over there in Pekin. Again, that's the Hope Chest, helping other people excel, located in Pekin, Illinois. You can find them on Facebook. Blain's Farm and Fleet up next. Of course, you live in Morton, you know that a brand new store opened up here a few years ago. One of Farm and Fleet's bigger stores, and great company located all across the Midwest. There's your Blain's Farm and Fleet truck. Got to throw some candy out. Oh, yes. And, of course, the Blain's Farm and Fleet semi-trailer. Very, very cool. One of the final participants here in the Morton Pumpkin Parade is the Family P Kloppenstein group. And finishing up the 2017 Pumpkin Parade, the Family P. Kloppenstein folks.
And here comes the part of the parade that I don't like the most. I was a firefighter for many years, and they always put us the very last thing at the parade. And it was always so sad to see the fire truck come up because I knew the parade was over.
Absolutely. There's your Morton Fire Department. Like to thank them. Also the Morton Police Department. And unfortunately, that is going to wrap things up here for the 2017 Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade. We hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast. Once again, a big thank you going out to the Morton Police Department and the Morton Fire Department doing such a great job out here. We look forward to seeing you next year for the 52nd annual Morton Pumpkin Festival Parade. I'm Sean Sears with Totally Creative Video. Have yourself a great day.